I am the Queen of Suplexes, Nicole Savoy, and you are watching AMBY.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia, and I'm so excited to be here with the Queen of Suplexes and the Shimmer Champion, Nicole Savoy.
How's it going? How are you? I'm great. We just became best friends earlier with Al Pastor tacos.
Oh, yeah. The best kind of tacos.
Yes, only in Chicago, surprisingly enough.
Absolutely. I was so excited to pull up to this venue, and there was like not one joint, but 3 taco places to hit up. So, and apparently Nicole was saying I chose the right one of the 3.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Feeling kind of accomplished.
The tradition. Every time I come into Chicago, Berwyn area, like I have to go across the street and get tacos.
And is that the one kind you always get? Do you experiment a little bit?
I'm actually very picky. So I will only stick with carnitas and al pastor. Okay. I mean, I've tried fish tacos, didn't like fish tacos.
Really?
Tried chicken and beef, and I was like, it's not the same. And then I tried like steak, and I was like, no. So carnitas and al pastor have
Those
my
are the
heart.
go-tos.
Yes.
Well, it's a super exciting weekend, as today we are here at Rise, and then we have 2 full days of Shimmer, where you're going to be defending your championship title. So how are you feeling about this whole weekend?
I'm actually really excited. Reason being is like the opponents get tougher and tougher and tougher. I'm coming off of like my Japan tour where I got to defend the Shimmer Championship there. And then I'm coming off of the New Orleans show, Shimmer 100, where I successfully defended it there. So I'm very excited. I don't know who I'm going to be wrestling tomorrow, but I'm very excited to see who it is.
Does that kind of make you a little bit nervous going to a match and not knowing your opponent, not being able to kind of study up, or do you just go in and you're like, I'm taking it home regardless?
It makes it very interesting for me. But it makes the matches better. It makes it more interesting, because if you know everything. I know people study like their opponents and like they're like, yeah, I have their number. It's awesome. But like, but like with me, it's like if I don't know anything about my opponent, it's great because then I can adapt, and then that only makes me learn. And like from wrestling, like, men and women who like I've never seen them wrestle before or anything like that. Like it's made me go back to training and being like, all right, I need to learn lucha. All right, I need to learn catch and jiu-jitsu. I need to learn like the British style of wrestling. Yeah. So like it's a learning experience for me, and that's what I'm really looking forward to.
You're always ready for a challenge.
Always ready for a challenge, all the time. Even if I get punched in the vagina like last time by Saraya. Yeah, kid you not, like that. She was my toughest opponent.
Thus far?
Thus far, yes.
Okay.
Like I love everybody that I wrestle, because it makes me better. But wrestling Saraya was probably the most scariest thing ever. I compare it to, so I was trained by Lady Apache. And she is very intimidating. Like Lady Apache, for those who don't know who she is, she's a legend in Mexico. She's worked for AAA. She's worked for CMLL. She's like wrestled in Japan and all over the world and stuff. So I was, fortunate enough to train with her. So I wrestled Lady Apache, and there's a language barrier. Mm-hmm. So like that was when I was slowly trying to learn Spanish, but like she kicked my ass. Can I cuss? I cuss.
You can.
Yeah, she kicked my ass in the match. So then I find out I'm wrestling Saraya, and I was like, oh, God. And I must have got kicked and punched in the baby maker throughout the match quite a bit. I'm pretty sure I can't have kids now.
And that was something you weren't expecting?
I was not expecting.
Whoa, where did that come from?
Yeah, I like jumped up, and it was like, BOW! And I was like, oh, my God, no, there's going to be no kids for me.
Well, I introduced you as the Queen of Suplexes,
yes.
Which I can completely see why you were called that, as you give a beautiful, beautiful suplex.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. When was the first time you decided to call yourself that, or you were coined that?
It was actually given to me by the people who went to a show. It was in Atwater, and I love suplexes, so I had continued to do this show, it was for Fighting Spirit Pro. And like a bunch of the fans that had went to the show came up and they were like, oh man, it's like you're the Queen of Suplexes.
Okay.
And I was just like, I like that. It has a nice
kind of
ring to it. It's kind of true. Like, yeah. So it was actually given to me by the fans.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not make that up. I wish, but I can't take credit for that.
What are some other nicknames that you go by now, or ones you had growing up?
Veda Scott gave me the Sacramento Suplex Machine.
Okay.
Ariel Monroe, I get to tag with her tonight for Rise. We're called the Swole family, and she's Big Swole, I'm Lil Swole, so I go by Lil Swole.
Oh, I keep hearing the chants between you two.
Oh God, it's her when her and I get together, like that. Like I kept tweeting like P Diddy and Mace, like what I call gifs. But yeah, that's basically how I can describe our friendship, is that we're goofy along those lines.
Okay.
But yeah, so Lil Swole, Sacramento Suplex Machines, Queen of Suplexes. Nick by my dad when he's not mad at me. But I think that's it.
It's fully Nicole when
fully
he's
Nicole,
mad?
yes.
Okay.
It's Nicole Noel Matthias when he's pissed off
when
at
he's
me.
stern.
Or Nicole when he needs to have a serious talk with me. And then Nick when he's just kind of like, hey, let's go out and watch a movie or something like that.
Okay.
So.
Nick, I like that. Maybe if we end up like bonding over something else other than tacos, like I can move to Nick instead of Nicole.
So when you call me Nicole, then I know you're mad at me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I do have to say that you are one tough chick because you have not torn your ACL once, but it has been twice.
Yes.
Once during basketball and then the other during a WWE tryout.
Yes.
But you persevered. So where's that determination come from?
So I started sharing this story, but when it happened to me when I tore my ACL, I didn't really like talk about it a lot. So like when I tore my ACL, I was supposed to be there for 5 days. And I tore my ACL, I think it was the first day at the end of the tryout day. And so I'm there for 5 days because I had to wait to see a doctor. And then I was already depressed and heartbroken, that this happened to me. And then I get home, and then my job tells me that I can't work because I'm a liability because of my knee. They're like, if you fall off a ladder, then we have to give you workers' comp and stuff. Like, go figure. So they wouldn't let me come back to work. So I was just like, all right, well, if the higher universe has anything else for me, let me know. And so then the guy that I was dating left me for another girl like the next day. And I was just like, okay, anything else? And then my truck dies. So I was in like a really dark place, and I was just like, God, I was like, when it rains, it pours. And then finally, I was training at the Super Training Gym at the time, and I talked to Mark Bell. And Mark Bell, for those that know like about his injuries, he tore, I want to say his chest or his bicep when he was benching. And he told me like, things happen for a reason. You can either let this injury like completely take over and defeat you, or you can rise above it and basically like make better yourself for something more. And I don't know what it was about like that talk with him, but like it lit a fire under my ass that where it's just like, if I was already seeing so much from my hard work leading up until this point, and it's like to just completely like fall off, like it would have devastated me. So I was like, he's right. And so I started Lyft and Ubering to the gym and to all my doctor's appointments and stuff. And it like the gym was like my saving grace, and it just gave me more and more motivation to come back stronger. So I got in like incredibly good shape. I still don't have abs because of tacos and Pop-Tarts, but I got in better shape than I was before. But yeah, it was because of Mark Bell that I found that motivation, that like, to hear that from somebody who, is a top athlete himself, and like he's seen struggles, and like, someone that's on that level of success, and they share their struggles and stuff with me. It was just kind of like, I have no reason to be walking around depressed.
No excuses.
So, no
right?
excuses. So.
Well, you really did come back stronger than ever because shortly afterwards, you actually competed in the Mae Young Classic.
I did.
So was that just a complete roller coaster for you?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I actually got cleared. I want to say it was like a month before I was supposed to come back to like Shimmer and stuff. Like my physical therapist and my doctor were like, yeah, you'll be ready for Shimmer and stuff. And I was like, well, I hate to throw another wrench in this comeback plan.
Yeah.
Because I know that like with them, they're like, look, okay, so athletes, because I was probably the most crazy athlete they had with like the injury. I drove my physical therapist crazy. She was just like, just take it easy, like ease yourself back into like this pro wrestling thing, because you're basically out there like a football player, like taking hits and stuff, like if not more. So take it easy. So I was like, well, there's another wrench about that. So I kind of like need paperwork, and she's like, paperwork for what? And I'm like, well, WWE contacted me and they asked me if I was going to be ready for their tournament, and she was like, like, what tournament? And I was like, their women's tournament, the Mae Young Classic. And my physical therapist was just like, no. Like, she was like, she's like, on a professional level, I don't think you should do it because, like, I know, like, you're ready. Like, I was already, like, deadlifting 265 pounds, you know, and I was already, like, benching stronger than ever, and I was just, like, squatting. You know, I was already back up to, like, 155, which was not much for squatting, but for someone who's coming back from an ACL injury, it's a lot, you know? So, like, you know, I was just like, but I'm getting these. It's great. She was like, I know, but let's not rush it, you know, but she was like, I know that you worked really hard for this, so okay, just wear your knee brace that we gave you. And I was like, okay. And then my doctor was like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, like, you know, you've been doing really well and working really hard. And I passed their physical therapy test with flying colors, like all the like jumps and plyometric thing they put me through, and like all like the range of motion tests and stuff. I passed it all with flying colors. And he's like, I don't see why this, you know, like why you couldn't compete. So they gave me the clearance and stuff. And then the biggest hurdle was at training, because my trainer was like, well, you haven't wrestled in like, what was that at the time, 6 or 7 months? He's like, you haven't even really, like, I mean, you've been bumping and rolling, but not like really training, like matches. So we had to do practice matches. And then he was like, all right, well, I know that you've had practice matches. Good luck.
Gonna send you off.
Yeah, gonna send you off, you know, welcome back. It's, you know, like most people when they come back from injury, it's like, you know, on a, like, you know, independent show. Yeah. He's like, wow, your first comeback is Shimmer than WWE. Have fun. And I was just like, thanks for the confidence.
I absolutely love that story. It just kind of proves if you put your all into something, you can come back better than ever.
I did. I told my physical therapist when I first got hurt, and I was doing physical therapy before I went into surgery, and I said, now that I'm trying to come back like Adrian Peterson is the one that came back from ACL injury, right? I think that was him. Was it Adrian Peterson? Anyway, but I was like, now that I'm trying to come back in like 4 months, but how soon can I come back to wrestling? And she was like, well, I mean, the average athlete comes back like maybe 10 to 11 months. I was like, I don't have that much time. Whew. Like, I am like, if I stick to everything, how soon can I come back? She's like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 months. And I was just like, all right, you know. So that was the goal that I told him I wanted to hit. And yeah.
You knocked it out of the park.
I did. And I still keep up on my physical therapy.
Continue to drive them crazy.
I do. I actually, it was last year before I went to Japan. It was like 3 months or 2 months before or something like that. And it was after the Mae Young Classic and stuff. I was in a match with a girl from Japan, and I went up for a crucifix pin, and she fell on me, and I dislocated my elbow. So,
oh my gosh.
I know. So like that following Monday, I like walk in, my arms in a sling, and she's like, "We just got you back. What happened now?" And I'm like, how do we fix this?
Just holding it.
And she's like, I can't. You are a physical therapist's nightmare, Nicole. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How do we get this better? And she was just like, well, look, it's not like it's serious. It was not a serious injury, but okay. But I'm just, wow, Nicole, please don't get hurt anymore. Please knock on wood somewhere.
I think we're sitting on it.
There
we go.
There we go. Knock on wood. But yes, that's what she told me. She still like yells at me to this day, but still.
I'm glad to see how well you're doing now.
Doing better.
I have some tweets from you here that I'd love to hear a little bit more about.
Okay, fair enough.
So the first one is, pet peeve of mine, getting phone calls when the other person is eating and smacking their lips over the phone.
Yes.
It even happens at my job. I hang up every time.
I do, actually.
Okay.
So I work at GameStop. There is no shame in my game. I work at GameStop. It's like video games. So, you know, I go on these rants sometimes on like my social media because maybe it'll help the video game consumer not do that. Maybe they're like, maybe I do this. I'm sorry. But like, I get customers that call all the time and they're just like, yeah, do you have, and I'm just sitting there just like,
it's killing you inside.
It is. And I used to like bear through it, but then it just got to, with this one guy, like he like burped as he was chewing, and I just hung up and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Just get to the point of what you need. But like, you just think good common courtesy, like not to eat, smack and chew on the phone.
Or just while talking.
Yeah, and it's talking, and you know, while you're asking for something. But no, I get customers like that, so I just hang up on them. It's rude on my end, I know, but it's also even more rude to smack in someone's ear and talk to them.
I agree on that one.
It's like, it literally, it's almost like they're actually there next to you in person, just like.
Is that your biggest pet peeve?
That is one of them. Yes.
One of them. Okay.
That is one of my pet peeves.
I feel like you have a list.
I do. My other pet peeve is when you're asking a question, but you take forever to get to the point of the questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's always that one person where they're just like, yeah, I have a question. It's like, yeah, it's like it happens all the time at GameStop. So it's just like, yeah, I have a question. So, my Xbox is doing this thing, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like this weird light, and it makes this noise, and then it's just like, I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, and then, it's just like, I mean, I got that fixed, and I'm like, so that's not the problem, okay, that's cool. So, what exactly is the problem? Well, it's just like, so the power adapter, the thing, like, I just, the cord, and I'm like, okay, so the AC adapter, and they're like, yeah, and it plugs into the wall, right? I'm like, yes, it's like. What are you asking me? Do you need a new one? Like,
you need to know the life story before
yes,
we get to the question.
well, there's sometimes when I'm like, okay, I am all for it for the life stories. I love it. Like, in situations when I'm talking to friends and stuff, out past store buddies, I can understand life stories. I like stuff like that. But when I'm at my job and you've got 9 other people in line waiting to get served and you're over here taking forever, it's like, bro, seriously, come on. Like,
bro, get it together.
Yeah, get it together, So that's another pet peeve. Another pet peeve of mine is when boyfriends and husbands send their wives or girlfriends in for things that the girls have no idea what it is. Like, 98% of the time I get girls that come in there, I just know that my boyfriend needs this cord. Ooh, and I'm like,
descriptive.
Cord? Yeah, it plugs in to the Xbox. Okay. Does it plug into the wall, the TV, or the controller? It's like, I don't know. I mean, I figured you would know. And I'm like,
how are you supposed to know?
No. So, like, now I actually tweeted it out where I'm like, disclaimer, if you're going to send someone in that doesn't know anything about video games, please send them in with a picture, like the name of it, picture and the name, description, some kind of info so I can make their customer service experience a whole lot better.
Another tweet that I have here is the amount of Pop-Tarts, and you mentioned them earlier, consumed since I've been home. I think I may have grossed my family out. Hashtag no regrets.
Yes, because when I was in Japan, they have pastries and stuff, but where I was staying in Komedo, and I tried to look for things that like I normally would consume when I'm at home, and I couldn't find any Pop-Tarts. So I was like, I guess I'm just gonna have to like go 2 months without brown sugar, the maple brown sugar Pop-Tarts. Fair enough. So then I get home, and like there is this big old like double pack box of maple brown sugar Pop-Tarts, and I'm like, are these for me? Because I know my niece loves the strawberry ones, so I don't touch those. Okay. So this has to be for me. So, like, I literally ate 1 pack there, and then it was like an hour later I had a pack.
In a sitting?
In a sitting. And then, like, I'm walking around the house just eating more Pop-Tarts. I think I ate the whole box by the end of the day. My dad was like, that is just gross. Like, there are other food to eat besides Pop-Tarts, Nick. And I'm like, I know, but I didn't have it for 2 months. He's like, I know, but I'm surprised you hadn't got caught. He calls it diabetes. So he's like, I'm surprised you haven't caught diabetes by now. I'm like, okay. Sorry.
But he was calling you Nick, not Nicole during this convo?
Yeah, he was calling,
He wasn't mad.
He wasn't mad, but he was still kind of like, my sister was just like, that's nasty. You know how much like calories and sugar you just consumed in like, 4 hours? Oh my God. And I'm just like, I'm proud of myself that I consumed a box within that time frame, but yeah, I missed the Pop-Tarts quite a bit.
Okay, I've only done 2 at a time. I haven't done like a box yet.
I was probably going to make myself sick, but I'm still alive. Knock on wood.
I'm so glad we're sitting on these wooden stools right now.
Because some kind of higher force would have been like, look, Nicole, you keep tempting fate.
Well, here on the site, we not only interview wrestlers like yourself, but also musicians.
Oh, okay.
So I was wondering, if you could hang with a band for a day, who would you love to chill with?
Corey Taylor from Slipknot.
I've had him on the show. He's such a cool guy.
Not only do I have the biggest crush on Corey Taylor, and I'm like, Corey Taylor, please have my baby. Just saying. You like pro wrestling. Have my baby. You follow me on Twitter.
Oh, there you go.
I know. But I guess he follows everybody. But anyway, yes, Corey Taylor, not only because like I love his lyrics and his voice. I think he's just an absolute genius when it comes to lyrics. But I also read his comics, House of Golden Bone.
Okay.
Like I collected all of them, and I thought that was very like artistically brilliant. And then I read his books. I freaking, what is it? There's the one where he has the devil horns on the cover. I'm like reading that one right now.
Okay.
I'm in between that one and Berserk anime right now, so it's like, yeah, I get dropped in my head a lot. So if I don't remember something, I apologize.
Right? Every wrestler forgets something. They're like, just blame it on the bumps.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's true. I do get dropped in my head a lot.
Yeah.
But no, like, yeah, if anybody would be Corey Taylor, just because it's like, I would like to just sit and talk to him, just like see what he thinks of like just things,
Okay.
you know. So.
I'm totally sending this Corey's way.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, yeah.
Have my baby. She's
serious.
I'm very serious. If we were to handshake, like if you were to give me a handshake, I probably would be like, Corey Taylor, I'm pregnant. Just from like a handshake. I'm pretty sure people were to watch her like, this is not the Savoy that like I saw. Like I thought she was boring. She's actually a weirdo. But anyway, but yeah.
Definitely not boring.
No, I have personality.
So do you like a lot of heavier music then? Is that kind of what you gravitate towards?
Oh God, no. My playlist kind of like goes everywhere. Like I can listen to like Disney's Frozen on my Spotify playlist as I'm benching. And then it'll go from like Frozen to like, Slipknot to like Metallica to Cardi B to like Dolly Parton. Like it doesn't matter. So whatever I'm feeling at the time. I even have like video game music. I was actually reading the Berserk manga when I was waiting for my ride from the airport here, and I was listening to the Berserk soundtrack while I was reading it. I don't know. I was like, I gotta get in the mood for Guts wielding the giant Dragon Slayer sword. So, what better way than to listen to the Berserk soundtrack? So, yes.
I love how when you do something, you don't half-ass it. Like,
No.
you're all in, regardless of what it is.
I am, because like when you tell stories, you just don't want to be like, so the other day, I went to the grocery store, and then I was like, the cash register lady just gave me my change. Like, you gotta be like, so I went to the grocery store the other day, and I was just like, how are you, miss? And the lady was just like, yeah, here's your change. And I'm like, thank you.
You have no idea how much I appreciate the fact that you think that way. Like, I'm smiling ear to ear hearing that, because sometimes it's getting a little bit more rare, but there are times where I'll sit down with somebody and you're just like, just tell me a story, something.
They're just like, yeah, I've been, yeah.
Yeah, I wrestle.
I
make music. So this is nice.
Okay, sweet, yes.
Well, just to wrap things up, I do want to bring it to the fans. Is there anything you want to say to all of yours and all of my fans who be viewing?
Yes, well, for your fans, thank you for putting up with my craziness this whole interview. Hopefully you guys follow me on Twitter and all my social media. It's at Nikki M, the letter M as in mother, Savo. But for my fans, thank you for being with me this whole entire crazy wrestling journey of a ride. Because, I mean, I don't know, I probably would go crazy or something like that. Like, if I don't know, like, I just, thank you. I appreciate it. So, because without them, there would be a me. Like, this is actually really true. Like, wrestlers just don't realize that, like, if it wasn't for them, like, especially, like, those are like, oh, man, they're amazing. Like, just by that, it makes other people want to know who you are, So without them, there wouldn't be a me. So
very, very nicely put. Thank you for joining me today. It's been such a pleasure.
Hopefully we can do it again.
Oh,
Corey Taylor. Babies. Let me, there we go. Babies.
That is perfect. And we know that she can still have them even after that crazy match.
Yes.
She's still good.
Babies. Yes. Off of a handshake.
And remember, to everybody viewing, you can visit us at aliciatoot.com for all exclusive interviews and features. We'll see you next time.